Coming up on City Spotlight, we're on location again, this time in Paris. We'll catch up with the latest going on with PERK, with Trisha Vitale, president of PERK, and Kelly McCrocklin, a trainee for the PERK program coordinator, on how this mentoring program continues to grow in Edgar County, and what the near future looks like for PERK in Edgar County. Then we'll head over to the Paris Center of Fine Arts at Paris High School and talk with Paris High School drama director Tanner Laughlin as the Paris High School Drama Club prepared for their spring musical. We're on location for a new episode on Paris, here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And thank you for joining us for another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location once again, this time in Paris, and we are taping here in this first segment at the Paris Public Library. We're going to start the program off talking about PERK here in Paris, and we welcome back to the program the president of PERK, Trisha Vitale. Trisha, great to see you again.
Thank you. Thanks for having us back again.
Excellent. And first-time guest here on City Spotlight, we have Kelly McCrocklin, and she is a trainee for the PERK program coordinator. Kelly, pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Great to be back in Paris. We talked about PERK for the first time last February 2018. We had Jody Sperry on the program as well. And we're going to talk about what's going on here in Edgar County because PERK is growing, and we'll find out all about that. But first off, Kelly, you're a first-time guest here on City Spotlight. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, yes. Well, I have recently retired in November from a job that I'd had for 41 years, actually. Wow. And, you know, when you retire, you still want to do something. Mm-hmm. So I actually was asked if I would like to become part of PERK. And I said, sure, I would love to. It's a great organization.
All right, so you were asked, that was kind of my next question. You were asked to be a part of PERK, so why did you accept the invitation?
Well, it's just a neat program that I know is amazing here in our community. I have a few friends that are, a lot of friends that actually do it, and I know a lot of them, and they gave me encouraging words about it and everything. So I just want to be a part of that organization.
All right, great to have you, and great to have Trisha back on the program. I want to kind of bounce off kind of what your title, you're training right now for the program coordinator, which is currently held by Jody Sperry, who was on last time. So can you tell us about the transition here, and
Sure.
Am I reading right that Jody is moving on from the position?
She is. We were lucky enough to grab her right when she was retiring from the bank. We've been blessed to have her. We knew that we wouldn't have her forever, and had that conversation a couple years ago on when she would like to be leaving PERK and the importance of bringing somebody on before that she does, so that we can have a really smooth transition. So at that time, Jody said we would only have a couple years of her time, and we feel very blessed that it was a couple years, and that we would need to be finding somebody to help take her role. So yes, this year Kelly has been along with Jody. They have been working side by side, sharing responsibilities. Kelly's been able to meet the children, the school staff, all of our mentors, learned how to communicate with them, our processes, our procedures, the school's processes and procedures, so that we can transition for next year into Kelly taking the lead as the program coordinator. Now, we still get Jody for one more year.
Right.
She is going to stay on board to help us out,
Excellent.
and to continually make sure this transition goes smoothly.
And Kelly, you said you know some people that are a part of the program. I would presume as mentors.
Mentors, yes.
And yeah, I accidentally almost said mentees, but mentors.
Mentors.
So, in your time here with PERK so far, as you are learning about it and meeting the people that are involved with it, what have you learned?
Well, I've learned that there's a lot of caring people here in our community, actually. These mentors that we have are just absolutely awesome. You know, they want to help and do as much as they can, too, for the organization. And the outpouring of love to the community that they give us is amazing. So it's just fun to be a part of that, actually.
Okay, since we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the current year of PERK here in Edgar County. But we're going to start first in Paris, because we're going to talk about 2 locations in this segment here. But let's catch up on how the 4th year of PERK is going in Paris. Tell us kind of how many number of mentors, mentees you have this year.
Well, this year we have, and that number varies,
Right.
from week to week, but over 70 mentors and mentees this year in 1st through 8th grade.
Right.
So we are very excited. We grew once again. We're all the way through the schools essentially, and have really seen the support grow from within the schools as we increasingly get a number of people understanding what we're trying to do. And teachers are, with each year, seeing more and more positive results of the students that are participating. So they're understanding more what to look for and which students will benefit from having this match with this caring adult. So it's very exciting.
So it's still 1 through 8, but as I learned prior to our taping, and you also mentioned this last year, you're kind of looking to push this to the high school level.
We're trying to develop a way to be able to continually reach to high school students. So we do have 1 freshman actually this year that does have a mentor that they continued on, and we're having those discussions with the 8th graders and their mentors right now on if they would like to continue next year and in what fashion that they will do so.
Obviously, yeah, you don't want them to stop what they've gained and that valuable time with their mentors. So in Paris, you guys had a couple of parties in about a 10-day span there in February. You had your winter party, which I was at last year's, and you also had a superhero party.
We did.
On the 24th, and I saw some of the pictures on your Facebook page and just looked like a lot of great time. Tell us how those parties went.
Well, I thought that the winter party was very successful.
Yes.
It always is, and it's always the most fun out of the entire year. That is probably the event that I look most forward to, because at that point in time is when we have the most of the mentors and mentees in one room. And it's just so mind-blowing to see them all in this room together.
The kids so happy.
Oh my gosh, and everybody's
just
hugging and
interacting.
laughing.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I experienced last year's because that's the first time I talked with you and Jody about PERK, and I could feel the energy in the room.
you?
There was
Yes.
a lot of fun going on.
Right.
Tell us about the superhero party. That looked like a great time also.
Absolutely. I'll let Kelly talk about the superhero
Tell us
party.
about that, please.
Well, the superhero party was really a great success actually for us, and the children. I don't have any small children anymore. So it's like okay, all these superhero people. But they loved it. They were able to even know exactly what these superheroes did, and everything when they were interacted with that. But they had a wonderful time. They came dressed up as their special superhero, and they just had a lot of energy with that. Yeah.
So those 2 events were on February 13th and 24th. As I mentioned, I looked at your Facebook page and just tons of great photos. And some of the particular photos that I saw were of your PERK champions. Talk about how important they are to the program.
Oh my gosh, we couldn't be here without our PERK champions. So those are our donors that provide either in-kind or monetary donations to us to keep the program sustained. So without those donations, this program does not exist. We are 100% funded by these private donors. So
Wonderful.
I get emotional talking. I mean, they entrust us with their time, talent, resources to be able to provide the best service possible to these children and make a difference in the youth of our community. And so we are very serious. We take that
Yes.
responsibility very serious in doing so. So we share with them, and actually we're in the process of making a little gift for them, a little video gift to present to each one of them so that they can see the joy they're bringing to the lives of these children and these adults, because I believe it's pretty mutually beneficial.
Yes. Yes.
Great to hear about that again. As you and Jody told me last year, the support of the community is overwhelming.
Oh my gosh.
Makes this happen. So things are going well in Paris. Year number 4, and as you talked about February, PERK was going to expand to Kansas.
Yes.
So tell us about year one of PERK in Kansas.
We are in Kansas this year, which is pretty exciting. So Kansas is a significantly smaller school than Paris. So keeping that in mind, we have 9 mentors-mentee relationships at this point in time. But I know that we have many mentors, which we were so excited about, that are signed up, ready to become mentors when children become available. So we started smaller with a narrower range, but next year we'll grow that.
Increasing that, yes.
As well, so that we expect it to increase
What grades?
next year.
What grades are they covered in Kansas?
So we are 2nd through 6th this year,
Okay.
and so it will get into the junior high. And the nice thing there is that the high school is on the same location,
Yes.
so it's
Yes.
actually going to be logistically much easier
Yes.
to be able to expand all the way into grade 12 in Kansas, which is another exciting opportunity as well. But everybody's very new to the program there, and as it was with Paris, everybody's kind of checking it out
Yes.
and kind of gauging, what is it used for, how is it benefiting the children. And so I think next year we'll see a dramatic increase in the number of children participating.
Now, it's been going on since September,
Mm-hmm.
so almost to the end of the school year as we
Yes.
tape here toward the latter part, the end of March here. How has it been received in Kansas?
Oh, wonderfully. I mean,
They just are embracing that, and I think it's been very beneficial for both sides on it.
And I noticed from your Facebook pictures and posts that you guys had not one but both winter parties on the same day. So were you guys split up,
Well, no,
or did you make it to both?
They were. They weren't on the winter
were a
parties.
few days apart.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were a
okay.
few days
Okay,
apart.
okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
they weren't on the same
Okay.
day. But yeah, they had a blast at theirs too. I mean,
Excellent.
Chris Clausen, came in with her rescue dogs and the Iditarod. Gave a program, and the children just really, really loved that. And Chris related that very, very well to these kids then.
So, as Paris has grown with PERK 4 years, and this is the starting point, what kind of growth, I think you may have already alluded to it, but what kind of growth would you like to see into year 2 of PERK in Kansas?
well, we would definitely like to go. I said we'll be hitting all the way into the 8th grade range next year. So I don't know if our numbers will double from what they are this year, but I would say pretty darn close to doubling from what they are this year. So we could see, a little bit less than 20 mentees is the goal.
Okay.
And we definitely have enough mentors lined up that we could, right now, today, be able to fill that need. We were really concerned about getting mentors in Kansas because the community is so small. We could not believe how many individuals from the community stepped up and said, I am more than willing to help and to participate. So it's pretty, once again, your heart gets big because you're just going, wow, all these people, without all of them, this program would not be possible. So it's being as received in Kansas like it was in Paris. And hopefully that will be the case in the next community.
Yes.
Great to hear about the smaller communities in our central Illinois viewing area, several of which I've covered on City Spotlight, how they rise up to the occasion and they make things happen no matter the size of their community. So my last kind of bit here, as we're about to wrap up with you guys, Paris, Kansas, is PERK going to continue to evolve in Edgar County?
Absolutely. So with our transition with Kelly and Jody, we decided to take that a bit slower. We originally had decided to go into or have start a discussion with a 3rd school this year, with hopes of starting in the fall with the 3rd school.
Right.
We decided that approach was a little ambitious with the changing of staff, so we have decided to hold that off a year. So we are still in conversations on which direction to go. We have Shiloh and we have Chrisman left in Edgar County, and hopes to start conversations with both of them and look to expand to both of them within the next several years. So pretty excited about it.
Excellent. In my last minute here, I'm reminded of my experience with you and Jody from last year's winter party, and my experience of seeing the mentors and the mentees, and something that you guys said, and maybe if you could each comment or find a way for us to end this segment here with a comment about how probably one of your main goals with PERK is for kids to be healthy, strong individuals. what can you again share with our audience about what PERK is trying to achieve here in Edgar County? And I'll let Kelly go first.
We're just trying to let the kids know that they are, just like our acronym stands, people encouraging remarkable kids, because they are remarkable kids. And we, like I say, it's just a great program, and our mentors are actually, they're just so good that, they want to help and do anything that they can for the children. I think it's, I personally, mentor with a mentee, and I get a reward for it myself too.
Excellent. And any final thoughts to share with our viewers about, you've now 4 years of PERK in Edgar County, the difference you're making in young people's lives. And you also mentioned that the mentors are getting a lot out of it too.
Absolutely. I think that we continually help these young children as they transition through, many of them rough times in their lives. And the more support we can give them and the more the community embraces them, the better off we all are. And we hear it all the time from the schools, which, we wouldn't be anything without them either. We're definitely partners in all of this.
Right.
The difference that PERK is making in the lives of those children, whether with their social interactions with their peers, or their teachers, or others, their increase in attendance, their overall attitude about life can be impacted. So it's pretty incredible.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We've been talking today here on City Spotlight in this first segment about the continued growth of PERK here in Edgar County, and we thank the time of Trisha Vitale and Kelly McCrocklin of PERK. Appreciate your time here on City Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll head over to the Paris Center of Fine Arts and talk with Tanner Laughlin and the Paris High School Drama Club as they prepare to air their spring musical. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Paris. And we're back here on City Spotlight, this on-location episode on Paris. As you can see, we've changed locations and we're now at the Paris Center of Fine Arts. And we're back once again to talk with Tanner Laughlin. He's the drama director here at Paris High School. Tanner, great to have you on again.
Hi, happy to be here. Thank you.
Excellent. We are joining Tanner once again, 2 years in a row during Tech Week, as Paris High School and the Drama Club get ready for their spring musical. Last year it was Mary Poppins. This year it's Newsies. So Tanner, let's get right into it. Tell us about the 2018-19 season for the students here at Paris High School.
All right. We kicked off our season this year in the fall with a play called Peter and the Starcatcher, and that happened in November. Great show. The students did an awesome job and brought a really artistic piece of theater to the audience. So then we opened up auditions in December for Newsies, and we've been going full speed ahead ever since.
Okay, very good. And so things go right ahead and into Newsies. And for our audience, tell us about this year's group of drama kids. Do you have any numbers on how many kids you have participating in the group?
We have a cast of 48, 48 students on stage. All of them are high schoolers except for one. Our youngest actor is a 7th grader at Mayo Middle School, and he plays Les Jacobs in the show. So we're excited to have him a part of our group this year. And we've got a student crew of about 6 backstage and an orchestra of about 12.
That's great to hear again. You mentioned last year you had a couple of students that were junior high students also. Again, once again, another one's a part of the production.
It is based on the 1992 Disney film. It is about a group of newsboys in New York City in 1899 that go on strike against the richest and most powerful men in New York City. They raise the price of the newspapers on them, and they find their voice and use their voice and go toe-to-toe. So it's a great story. It's high energy, lots of really high energy songs and dances, and the students are really looking forward to it this year. It is a male-dominant cast for sure. We have lots of our female actors that are taking on the role of some of the newsboys and joining them on stage that way. And there's a couple really great leading female roles that a couple of our senior girls have that are really going to shine in this spring.
We are taping this here on March 27th, so folks at home will be seeing this kind of after, but we're glad to be here again and kind of have a behind the scenes again, as Tech Week is very intense.
It is.
Talk about, again, Tech Week and how just, you're really just fine tuning what your finished product's going to be.
Yes. So like you said, we are in Tech Week. This is the week where we put the show together, basically, all elements of it, from the lighting to the sound to all of the sets moving on and off. We've got the entire team here making all of that happen. And we will wrap up Tech Week tomorrow, and then Sunday we'll start dress rehearsals. So the costumes will load in, we'll get the cast in costumes, and all of next week we'll spend fine-tuning everything, and then we'll go into previews and open on Friday night. Not
sure if folks at home can see the set behind us here as we have a light on us, and it's a little bit darker behind us, but we'll have obviously some video for folks to see of them, you guys rehearsing. As you mentioned last year when we talked to you as you guys were prepping for Mary Poppins, this is definitely a collaborative effort of the students, you and you have some people that are helping you with obviously the choreography, the parents. Talk about the couple people that are helping you night in and night out as you want to make this look as good as possible.
Right. We've got a great team of people that work on this show that dedicate their time to the students and to the program, and it's really such a group effort. I couldn't do it alone. Like I said, a great group of adults that come in. Some of the drama parents are here doing some of the tying up of loose ends and making sure everything is where we need it to be. And then the student crew backstage is running everything, and led by one of our dads who's backstage building everything that you'll see. And then the community as well. We've had some amazing community donations. You mentioned the set back there. Those 3 stories of scaffolding has been donated by Midwest Restoration, and they came in and built that for us, and it was just such a blessing to the program.
Quite an impressive looking structure there. I'm sure people will look forward to seeing the finished product there. Again, Newsies is the spring musical here in Paris. It's a big event here in Paris. You're an alumnus, Tanner, as we talked last year. This is your second year kind of leading this group here. Again, as you said, when you walk in the doors here, this is as good as it gets for you.
It really does. I mean, every time you walk through the doors here at the Paris Center of Fine Arts, you got to pinch yourself because you just can't believe it. And the fact that we get to put shows on here and utilize this facility is just such a blessing. This has been absolutely the most fun I've ever had directing, and I think it'll speak for itself on stage, and it'll just be a show you don't want to miss.
Excellent. We're glad to be here again during Tech Week as the Paris High School Drama Club and Tanner Laughlin get prepared to do their production of Newsies. Tanner Laughlin, the drama director here at Paris Community High School. Thank you for your time again here on City Spotlight.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Excellent. And we'll wrap up this episode of City Spotlight as we're on location here in Paris, a little behind the scenes as the spring musical of Newsies gets ready to air here in Paris. Thanks for watching.
What he's doing up there is literally making it so she has to hit one button. So as the scene changes, the board changes, scene by scene. So she doesn't have to do anything but follow along. Well, I mean, whatever's easiest for you guys backstage, we'll do.
Okay.
So if you want one on both sides.
I feel like one on each side is the best.
Come on. You want to bust up the other leg too? Close your eyes, come with me, where it's clean and green and pretty. They went and made a city out of clay. Why, the minute that you get there, folks walk right up and say, welcome home, son, welcome home to Santa Fe. Hey, how's about you come with me? Nobody cares about no gimp flag in Santa Fe. You just hop a Palomino, you're riding in style. Feature me, riding in style. You know what? I bet a few months of fresh air, you couldn't even touch that crutch for good. Santa Fe, you get that. She said it's 400. Christiana.
I like it.
He once escaped prison in the back of Teddy Roosevelt's carriage. Made all the papers.
Hey, how old are you, kid?
I'm 10. All
All right. Well, if anyone asks, you're 7. Younger sells more papes, and if we're gonna be partners...
Partners? Who said we wanted a partner?
Being partners with Jack is the chance of a lifetime. You learn from him, you learn from the best.
If he's the best, what's he want with me?
You got a little brother and I don't. Look, this little puss could easily sell 1,000 papes a week. Hey, look sad, kid. Oh, we're gonna be millionaires!
This is my brother Dave. I'm Les.
Nice to meet you, Davey. My 2 bits comes off the top. Everything from there we split 70-30.
50-50. You wouldn't try to pull a fast one on a little kid.
60-40. And that's my final offer.
Deal.
That's disgusting.
It's just the price of doing business.
City Spotlight is on YouTube. Past episodes can be viewed on East Central Illinois towns that have been featured on City Spotlight. Just search on YouTube City Spotlight with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the recent episodes of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.